Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. Defence Minister Khawaja Asif has said that India is using Afghan soil to avenge its humiliation and that proxy warfare inside Pakistan is intensifying again. Speaking at a Samaa TV programme, Asif said the threat of another conflict with India still remains, and even revealed that a clash was narrowly avoided earlier this year. He argued that India's global reputation has taken a hit, while Pakistan's military leadership now plays what he called a central role in relations with the United States. President Volodymyr Zelensky says his country will work with the United States and Europe at the level of national security advisors to shape a path toward a viable peace plan. He spoke after a nearly hour-long call with US Vice President J.D. Vance, adding that Kyiv views every realistic proposal positively and respects President Trump's push to end the fighting. Earlier, Volodymyr Zelensky has said, after talks with a top US Army official, that he is ready for honest work with Washington on a plan to end the war in Ukraine, while European allies pushed back against punishing concessions to Russia. According to the US-backed plan, Kyiv would be required to give up the entire Donbas region and significantly downsize its military, conditions long seen by Ukraine's allies as tantamount to capitulation. As this unfolds, the United States is reportedly pressuring Ukraine to agree to a 28-point peace framework, threatening cuts to intelligence sharing and weapons supplies. The plan includes concessions to Russia, such as ceding territory and limiting Kyiv's military. President Zelensky met US officials in Kyiv and spoke with allies in Britain, Germany and France as discussions continue. The Russian Defense Ministry has said that 33 Ukrainian drones have been intercepted and destroyed over 5 Russian regions, Crimea and the Black Sea, overnight. At least 8 Russian airports have been forced to suspend operations during the night. 2 people have been injured in the city of Slavyansk-on-Kuban in the Krasnodar region in southern Russia, and classes at schools and kindergartens had been suspended due to a drone attack. Meanwhile, the European Union says it will keep backing Ukraine as it faces Russian aggression. At the G20 summit in South Africa, EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said Ukraine can count on the bloc, calling the conflict an attack on the UN Charter. She said EU sanctions are hurting Russia, pointing to inflation, high rates, and an overheated war economy. India's Tejas fighter jet crashed in front of a global audience at the Dubai Air Show, turning an aerobatic display into a fireball and another international embarrassment for the Indian Air Force. Witnesses said the aircraft lost control during a low-level turn before hitting the ground near the runway. The jet had already drawn online ridicule 2 days ago after an oil leak on the airfield. At least 3 people have been killed and several injured after a magnitude 5.7 earthquake struck Bangladesh, with buildings damaged in many areas, including Dhaka, the densely populated capital. Tremors were felt in eastern states in neighbouring India that border Bangladesh, but there were no immediate reports of major damage in either country. The United States Geological Survey said the earthquake's epicentre was in the city of Narsingdi, about 40 kilometres east of Dhaka. G20 envoys have reportedly agreed on a draft leaders' declaration ahead of this weekend's summit in Johannesburg, finalised without US input. The Trump administration is boycotting the meeting over disagreements with South Africa's agenda. President Ramaphosa said talks with Washington were ongoing, though the White House denied it. The summit begins November 22nd. The United Arab Emirates has said that it will invest up to $50 billion in Canada under a framework that includes projects in artificial intelligence, energy and mining sectors. The UAE has been looking to expand its energy investments abroad, especially through its recently launched firm XRG, the foreign investment arm of Abu Dhabi's oil major ADNOC. Abu Dhabi is also investing heavily in AI, with plans to build one of the world's largest data center hubs in the country with US technology. The UK government has announced major new restrictions to its immigration system, including a plan to double the qualifying period for permanent residents. The changes, outlined by Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood in Parliament, are expected to impact more than 2.6 million migrants who arrived since 2021. Under the proposed overhaul, the qualifying period for indefinite leave to remain, ILR, the right to live and work in the UK permanently, will be extended from 5 to 10 years. Mexico has officially claimed the Miss Universe 2025 crown, delivering an emotional victory in a pageant marked by glamour, global unity and unprecedented controversy. Fatima Bosch, a 25-year-old humanitarian, emerged as a fan favourite despite facing public humiliation earlier in the competition. In a dazzling finale held in Bangkok, Thailand, Mexico's Fatima Bosch outshone finalists from around the world to win the 74th Miss Universe title. She was crowned by reigning Miss Universe 2024 Victoria Kjær Telvig of Denmark. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.